AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I want to welcome you to the new and improved Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast. After many years of interviewing the best and brightest thought leaders around the world on my SiriusXM show, I am excited to now have those interviews available to people around the globe on this podcast. So many people would write us and say, I love what I've been hearing about your interviews with these great people. Where can I access them? I live in this country or that country, or I don't have access to that technology. How can I get the information? Well, I'm so excited now that we are able to offer the information and the interviews free on this podcast. So we want you to sit back and enjoy this message and let me know how you like them. And then do me a favor. If you like them, send a review, write a review and post it. And if you like it, hit like on here and share it and tell everybody you know about it, and then subscribe to this podcast so you'll get the alerts when we post a new interview episode. Thank you for listening and enjoy the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast.
Named one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world.
Inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame.
Award-winning singer.
Best-selling author.
And now, here's Willie Jolley.
Well, folks, it's another great day, and I'm excited to be with you. I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it, forced upon me, can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but our eternities are wrapped up in it. You know, I start with that God's Minute written by Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays, who was Martin Luther King Jr.'s mentor, who taught him how to dream big dreams, incredible dreams, impossible dreams. And what we've learned from that is that the dreams can become true. If you're willing to dream, you might as well dream big enough. And if you're willing to work to make that dream a reality. So we are grateful for Dr. May's impact. He's a mentor to me, even though I never met him. I tell you often there are 2 ways to get to any goal: mentors and mistakes. Now, you can try both of them, but I recommend mentors because it gets you there a lot quicker. Now, some mentors will be people you physically meet and you sit down with and you learn from, but some you will find from their books, from their audios, from their podcast. So get mentors who will encourage you and teach you how to roll through the challenges and grow to the next level. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for each one of you who have made this show the #1 self-help show in the country. We are so grateful for you because you hung with us while we grew this business and grew this network and grew this program, as well as we moved from one station to another here on SiriusXM, but then also as we expanded to podcasts. And so I want to thank you and for your involvement in sharing it with your friends, your family, your coworkers, your peers, who you just go and say, hey, Are you on Dr. Willie Jolley's podcast? Sign up. Are you sign up to get the podcast? You got to get them. You got to get them. And you have done that. You've told your friends, and that's why it has exploded and expanded. Finally, I take a moment to stop before I do anything that goes into our sponsor, because we want to talk about our sponsor, but thank you to name one, our main sponsor, the one who gives me life every day. I want to thank God. I give God glory. Every day I give God glory. Every show I give God glory. He's my main sponsor because he gives me life. Without life, hey, all of this is secondary. And so I give him glory for life and strength and health. I give him glory for my friends and my family. I give him glory for the ability to be able to do what I do and have the blessing to be able to see a way to make a living doing what I love. That's a blessing. So I give God glory. Now, I want to take a moment before we go any further to thank my sponsor. I am grateful for them, our financial sponsor who helps to support this show. And I want to thank our sponsor, Truist Financial. Two great banks came together to create an even greater bank, Truist. They have a shared purpose to inspire and build better lives and communities with combined resources, collective passion, and continuous pursuit of innovation. Truist is opening the door to a better financial experience to help people and businesses achieve more all over America. See what the future of finance is shaping up to be at truist.com. That's TRUIST.com. Truist Bank, member FDIC. Well, I told you I was blessed and I'm grateful. I told you I'm thankful and I give God glory for health and strength and family. But I mentioned friends also. I mentioned friends and I've been blessed. Oh my goodness. I've been blessed to have some of the best friends on the planet. And today is one of those people who, let me tell you, this guy has not been on my show since my first season. That's 15 years ago. 15 years ago. And that's when I was doing it live, didn't know what I was doing in the morning, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Saturday mornings. And in fact, he was on the season that I did it 8 to 9. The first year I did it was only 8 to 9 and it got popular. And then it went from 8 to 10. And then it got even more popular and went in the afternoon. So people all over the globe and could access it. But he was willing to get up at 5 a.m. California time to be on my show when I called him. I said, I need a favor. And he showed up at 5 a.m. to do an interview because he was my friend. He is a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest speakers on the planet Earth. Let me tell you, this is not just conjecture. He is one of the greatest speakers on the planet. He is a Hall of Famer, but not a single Hall of Famer. He's a double Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer in the speaking industry, but he's also a Hall of Famer in the athletic industry. Sports Illustrated named him one of the most accomplished, physically challenged athletes in the world in recognition of his extraordinary athletic achievements. He was given the prestigious ITA Achievement Award presented by the International Tennis Hall of Fame. He has been a success on the center court as a tennis athlete, but then he took his talents to center stage and became a motivational speaker and quickly transformed the industry because of his empowering and powerful messages. His remarkable life story is a powerful example that challenges are inevitable, but defeat is optional. That's one of his books. He has been hosting a television show on the Tennis Channel worldwide. He's been inducted in the National Speakers Association Hall of Fame, which I'm honored to be in that same Hall of Fame. And many people know him because of that. But he's also in another Hall of Fame for people with disabilities, including Christopher Reeve, Helen Keller, and former President Delano Roosevelt. He's been seen on all sorts of television, CNBC, Good Morning America, Monday Night Football, The Today Show, and people all over know him because of being written up in Wall Street Journal, USA Today, Men's Fitness, Fast Company, Tennis Magazine. He's a special person in terms of his willingness and an ability to convey his love for people in so many ways. And he's written books over 17 different languages. His books have been translated in. In his most recent book, Think Again, Discover the Possibilities Hidden in Plain Sight, you want to read about how he has done it, how he has helped people to do it, and how he can help you do it. I've got one of his early books right here, How High Can You Bounce? Turn Your Setbacks into Comebacks. He is the resiliency expert. He is the power talker. He is the power liver. He is my buddy, my man, the one and only Roger Crawford. Roger, man, it's good to have you back on my show.
Oh, Willie, you are a cherished friend, and I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. It's just I feel blessed to be with you. So thanks for having me.
Well, I gave them the thumbnail sketch about you, but you got to fill in the blanks because they'll say, "What kind of disability does he have? He got some sort of
Right.
disability, but he plays tennis. What? Come on, what is this guy? Who is he? What is this? Who is this dude?" So you tell that story because no one can tell it like you tell it.
Yeah, thank you, Willie. Well, I was born with a physical challenge that affects all four of my limbs, from the elbows down and from the knees down. Two fingers on my left hand and one finger on my right hand. But I got to tell you, the best description of my physical challenge came from my youngest daughter, Alexa. She asked me to speak at her school during an assembly. And of course, Willie, I was honored to do so. And we sat down, we started to talk about the day. And I said, sweetheart, do you realize that if I stand in front of all the boys and girls, they're going to know about your daddy's hands and about his legs? Now, sweetie, I want to make sure that you feel comfortable with that. And Willie, I'll never forget what she said. Daddy, you were born to be an inspirational speaker. She said, you got a peace sign on one hand, a thumbs up on the other. Now, that's a great way to explain it, don't you
That's
think?
a great way to explain it. A peace sign on one hand and a thumbs up on the other. Absolutely.
Well,
And yet, and legs. Let's talk about the legs.
yeah, no, and you and I were talking prior to the interview. We were talking about grandchildren, and I have two little granddaughters. And Willie, they are fascinated that their grandpa has a college degree and can't count on his fingers. I mean, that just blows them away. But I have I have three toes on my right foot and a partially developed lower right leg. And Willie, I wasn't able to walk until I was 5 years old.
Wow.
And I can remember the experience very vividly, even today, watching all the neighborhood children playing outside and having this thought, I wish I was just like them.
Yeah.
Wish I had normal hands and normal legs. And, all of us have thoughts like that. Maybe it's not your hands or your legs, but we all have this thought, gosh, I wish I could change this or that about my life. And I remember I used to talk to my mom about it, and she's just the wisest person I know, Willie. I remember asking her, why was I born this way? And she told me something I've never forgotten. She said, well, you're not a carbon copy, you're an original.
Mm.
And then I had to ask her really what was the most difficult question of all. And that was, why do kids tease me?
Yeah.
And she used to share this with me. That's just a weak person's imitation of strength.
Mm.
And
Wow.
I really held on to those words as I was growing up because, sure, there were times that kids would reject me because of my hands and my legs. Well, I was able to learn how to walk, and my parents found a doctor that changed my life. Now, that's a pretty bold statement, but I think when you hear the story, you'd agree. His name was Dr. Robert Weeks, and he performed what was back then some really innovative surgery. He amputated the bottom part of my left leg and then reconstructed my knee. So today I wear an artificial leg or prosthesis. But Willie, I grew up in a family that said, you don't live in Pity City.
Mm. Come on, say that again. You don't live
in Pity City. I say, that came from my father. I was saying my father was a motivational speaker. Well, he didn't speak on stage, he only spoke at home.
Mm.
And his speeches were very short, but they were very poignant. And that was one, you don't live in Pity City. Here was the message, Willie. It was, first of all, about gratitude. Be grateful for what you have. Don't bemoan what you don't have. And secondly, it was do the best with what you got.
Yes.
Do the best with what you have. And I think that was a very important message growing up for me. And I'm so grateful that I had parents that insisted, right, that you were not going to sit around feeling sorry for yourself. They were very quick to remind me of, as you talked about, blessings and give me a sense of gratitude as I was growing up. Because, Willie, wouldn't you agree with this? Everybody faces challenges.
Yes.
They come in different forms.
Yes.
Some adversity you can see, and it's clearly evident, but there's also challenges and adversity that you cannot see.
Right.
I remember as I was growing up, I would hide the scars on my hands. I just couldn't find the courage to take my hands out of my pockets. I tried wearing artificial hands, and frankly, it was like I was wearing a mask. It
Hmm.
felt very inauthentic to me. The artificial hands were just cosmetic. They were not functional in any way. But I took the hands off, never put them on again. But Willie, once I came to accept my scars, I learned not to hide them, but to actually embrace them.
Yes.
Because they were evidence that maybe I got a little beat up, but I didn't give up.
Amen.
And for
Amen.
everybody listening, we've all got our scars. And oftentimes we resist them, void them, act like they didn't happen. But how about if you embrace them? You embrace those, as my cherished friend says, turning setbacks into comebacks, right?
That's right. That's right.
It's all about perspective, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And when I stand in front of
Hold that thought. We're going to come right back, because I want you to talk about that teacher who encouraged you to pull your hands out your pocket.
Okay.
And then I want to tell them how they can embrace their scars and turn them into stars. You're looking at my friend, or listening to my friend Roger Crawford on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way show. And for sure, your best is yet to come. We'll be right back.
Afraid of flying, I always kept my dreams on the ground. Life had enough ups and downs, but Lord, since I met you.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered why some people can make $1 million, lose it, make a second million, lose that, then make a third million, while other people can't even make ends meet? Well, the reason is that those people know the recipe for success. And that recipe is available to everyone if you will do what they did. They made a habit of getting positive, motivational resources of great thinkers and great learners. And I want to offer those same kind of resources to you. We've developed a free page on my website. It's wjspeaks.com/gift. wjspeaks.com/gift. On that site, we've got resources, books, audios that help you to grow, and they're free. So go to wjspeaks.com/gift, wjspeaks.com/gift, and get some of those resources, and then share that page with your friends and your family members. We want to impact and inspire millions of people. And remember, if you enjoy this message on this podcast, like it, share it, and post a review about it, and make a difference in the lives of others by letting them know about it. Have a great day. This is Dr. Willie Jolley.
A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the E to the E. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude.
And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way show with my special guest, Roger Crawford, Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer in numerous halls of fame. He's a world-class tennis player, but he also is a man who has disabilities. He has, on one hand, one finger, on the other hand, two fingers. He has a deformed leg. One leg is deformed. The other one had to be amputated. A portion of it had to be amputated. He wears a prosthesis on that. And yet he became a world-class tennis player. He did not let his limitations limit him. And one of the things we've talked about over the years, and we've been friends for many, many years, he would tell me something that really blessed me. He said, you know what? Everybody has disabilities. You just can see mine. Some people have disabilities of self-esteem. They have low self-esteem. Some people have disabilities of depression or grief or anger or bitterness. And he said, you can see mine, but many people are living a life of quiet desperation because they have these disabilities, but they aren't making them clear. Oh, and as he said earlier, you didn't embrace your scars or your challenges so that they can help you go to the next level. You had a teacher in school, some age, I don't know what age it was, but I remember this story because you were talking about how you had the hands that were not real, and you said this isn't working, but you kept your hands in your pocket. You just wouldn't let anybody see your hands because you would keep them in your pocket all the time. But he encouraged you to bring them out your pocket. What did he say? How did he do it?
So, Willie, for the people listening, all of us experience those times of anxiety.
Yeah.
We're paralyzed by risk. We don't want to leave the known and enter into the unknown.
Yeah.
Well, I remember struggling to find the courage to take my hands out of my pockets. As I mentioned earlier, I tried wearing artificial hands, but that was like just wearing a mask, really.
Yeah.
It wasn't acceptance. And I believe that if we accept who we are and we accept what we cannot change, that is not a weakness. I think it is a strength because it gives us the courage and it gives us the focus to change what we can. So here I was with my hands in my pockets, and I had a teacher say to me, Roger Crawford, you'll never reach higher with your hands in your pockets.
Wow.
And I was so inspired. I got involved in track and field. I learned how to throw the javelin. I didn't set many records, but I certainly kept the crowd alert.
That's fantastic. Well, you just said something that you realize that we must embrace the challenges or we cannot change. We must be aware of. Maya Angelou says it like this: if there's something in your life you don't like, change it. But if you cannot change it, change your attitude. Yes. And that's a choice. And we can make that choice. And so we are succeeding. Roger and myself have succeeded because we've realized that there's some things in life you can't change. But we can impact our attitude. And part of our success is not only what we have learned about attitude, but how we have embraced it. And then what we teach others to do like we have done, to embrace the positive attitude in spite of the challenges, particularly all the challenges we're going through now. Well, you went on from there, Roger, to take those hands out of the pocket. And somehow you picked up the game of tennis. Let's talk about that. What brought you to tennis? How did you become so good? And then what did you learn from tennis?
It's really a great question. What did I learn from tennis? Well, when I took my hands out of my pockets, here's what it taught me. Wherever there's opportunity, there's always a risk. In talking with people, I'll hear them say to me something like this: Roger, there's something I really want to do, but there's a risk that I'm going to fail. And I always ask them this question: have you evaluated what the risk is of not trying? Because oftentimes the risk in not trying is much greater than the risk of trying and failing or having a setback. Here's why. Because if we don't take the risk, then maybe we're not going to realize that opportunity. It's going to pass us by. That's a huge risk, because if we try something and, as you talked earlier, make a mistake, well, that's a gift because you learn something.
Yes.
You bounce.
Oh, let's say that again. When you take the risk and you fail, it's a gift because you learn something.
You learn. You learn. It's we were talking about tennis, and I coached tennis for a number of years, and this is what I used to say to my players: it's not win or lose, it's win or learn.
Whoa, come on, somebody! It's not win or lose, or win or learn.
It's win or learn.
Yes,
it's win or learn. And so tennis. So.
Before you go there, let me jump on this risk for a minute. We have a dear friend who is going to be on the show soon, Nido Cobain, who we were with recently. And Nido taught me a formula for risk taking that I have employed in my life and put in my books. I put it in the Setback, Setup for Comeback, and I put it in the book, An Attitude of Excellence. And it's a risk formula. And I want to share this with people because it goes along with what Roger just said. 4 questions you must ask yourself when you're about to take a risk. What's the best that can happen if I take this risk? Number 2, what's the worst that can happen if I take this risk? Number 3, what's the most likely thing to happen if I take this risk? Number 4, am I willing to live with the worst to get to the best? So when I quit my job to become a full-time speaker, I asked myself those 4 questions. What's the best that could happen if I take this risk? I could lose my house. Okay. What's the best? What's the best that could happen? No, what's the best that could happen if I do this? I can travel around the world, make millions of dollars, and have a great time living my dream. Now, what's the worst? I could lose my house. And what's the most likely? If I work hard enough and struggle hard enough, I'll keep my head above water somehow. And am I willing to live with the worst? Lose my house, because the worst wasn't death. As long as death wasn't on that option, I couldn't die. I can get another house. Am I willing to live with the worst? Lose my house to get to the best. Live my dreams. The answer was easy, yes. And so you encapsulated that risk by saying that it is something that we must be mindful of, that there are going to be lots of risks. But if you don't take the risk, you won't learn, you won't grow, you won't stretch, you won't discover. And that is what life is about, discovering the next level. Well, you're getting ready to tell us about tennis. Go ahead and tell us about tennis.
Well, I really liked what you said, and I appreciate you sharing that about Nito Cobain, our dear friend. I want people that are hearing this interview to look back at their life and look at some of the mistakes that they've made. Look at some of their failures. And then I want them to ask themselves this question: where was the opportunity for growth? And I'm willing to bet that most people would say it was actually a positive experience, because here's what I learned about myself. I learned about my resiliency. I learned about my courage. I learned about my ability to transcend challenges. Now, Willie, if you don't take that risk, you don't gain that knowledge.
Right.
I mean, that's the best way to learn.
Yes.
Is through setbacks and through adversity. That's the best way to learn.
Yes.
So that's why I always ask people to go back into their past and look at some of the risks they've taken. And even if it didn't work out, what'd you learn from it? So we're talking about tennis.
Absolutely.
So Willie, people wonder, how do I hold on to the tennis racket?
Yeah, I've always wondered that, Roger.
Right.
I've always wondered that.
And people give me way too much credit because they say, oh my gosh, the way you hold that racket, it's so innovative. Well, here's what happened. I walked into a tennis store and I saw a Wilson T2000. Now, a Wilson T2000, so people can visualize it, has the head of the racket with the strings, and then there's 2 parallel bars that go from the top of the racket to the grip. I picked up the racket and my right finger, got stuck in between the 2 parallel bars. It got stuck, Willie, and I thought, this is how I can hold it.
Wow.
This will secure the racket when I'm swinging it. So I put my right finger in between the 2 parallel bars, then I held the grip to my right elbow with my left hand.
Wow.
People are probably wondering, okay, Roger Crawford, how well do you play tennis? Well, you mentioned that I did some work with Tennis Channel, and I had one of the greatest thrills of my life. I got to hit a few tennis balls with Serena Williams.
Wow.
And here's what it taught me, Willie. Positive attitude doesn't work every time. Boy, I'll tell you what, that's a whole different level of tennis, my friend. But it was such a great honor to be able to do it. So playing tennis, I wasn't the fastest, no question.
Right.
I wasn't the most powerful, but I was able to play tennis at Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles, which is Division I. And I really can point to one thing that helped me do that.
Yes.
Consistency. Notice I didn't say perfection. Perfection is something, if we are striving for that, can actually be a demotivator and can lead to discouragement, because very rarely, if ever, are we perfect.
Right. That's right.
We can always be consistent.
Yep.
See, hitting the ball over the net one more time than my opponent, I'd win the point.
Wow.
Now, if you think about that principle in your life, maybe there's someone listening who's a salesperson. One more call, one more knock on the door. That consistency is so powerful. And I learned that playing tennis. I learned that if I could just every day when I went out, kept that ball going over the net, I had a pretty good chance of winning. because
Wow.
there's forced errors and unforced errors. The unforced errors are the ones that happen because you're not prepared or you're not focused. So I tried to eliminate as much of that as I could.
Wow. 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 So let me make sure I got a recap and I'm picking up the pearls that you've dropped. One, learn from my mistakes, grow from my mistakes, and be the best you can be. You don't have to be perfect. Just make a commitment to be consistent at what you do well and then cut down on the errors. Is that right? Is that right? We're going to take a quick break. We got to take a break. We're going to talk about his new book. I say books because we got a couple books that this guy is prolific. He's prolific and he's fabulous and he's going to change your life. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. We're going to take a break for station identification. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I got an email from a gentleman in Australia who shared how he had been struggling in his business, and he bought some of my books and audios, and how it had a profound impact on his business, and he went from worst to first in his company. I shared with him how much I appreciated his note, but I told him those books, those audios, those videos were not just something that I just thought up one day and started to write. They were born out of my experiences, out of the challenges of overcoming the problems and the difficulties and how I was able to do it. And I shared with him that others have sent similar messages and that these resources work. I want to encourage you and invite you to go to my store. Go to wjspeaks.com/shop. wjspeaks.com/shop. Get some of the books. It only takes a minute to change your life. Or a setback is a setup for a comeback. Or turn setbacks into greenbacks. Or chicken soup for the soul. Or an attitude of excellence. Or the book I wrote with my wife after 34 years of being married and not having an argument in over 30 years. We wrote a book called Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And now it is saving marriages all over the globe. Go to the store. Get some of the audios, the videos, the books, the resources to help you have greater personal and professional success. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Make this a great day on purpose.
And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show, and I am excited about being here with you, and I hope you are going to do what you continue to do, share it with everybody you know. And then I also want to encourage you to go to winwithwillie.com, winwithwillie.com. It's a website that I created. It's a pretty innovative and unique website because it has mutual and multiple websites on this one site. It's like a catch-all for all my sites. There's my faith-based site, my business site, my youth motivation site, my marriage site, jollymarriage.com. There are a bunch of resources there to give you access to help you grow yourself, free and some you can invest in. There are all sorts of sites on here, plus music, all sorts of other resources. And you can sign up for my newsletter where every day, Monday through Friday, I will send you a 1-minute motivational message by video message every day, Monday through Friday. And it goes out to people all over the globe. And we get so many responses from people around the world from these 1-minute messages. I encourage you to go to winwithwillie.com, winwithwillie.com. I also encourage you to support our sponsor. Our sponsor is Truist, the bank that's here for better. BB&T and SunTrust merged to form Truist with a shared purpose to inspire and build better lives and communities. Let me give you one example of what that means. Truist has come up with something called the Truist Community Benefits Plan. They've earmarked $60 billion, that's billion with a B, to invest in affordable housing, nonprofit support, and small business growth over the next 3 years. So you can see that while Truist is committed to a better banking experience for you, they're just as committed to giving back to the community and creating meaningful change for all people, all folks of all colors, creeds, backgrounds. And they want to help those who are willing and wanting to achieve more in their lives. So I hope you'll check them out at truist.com. Let me spell that for you. It's TRUIST.com. Truist Bank, Truist Financial, and Truist, the company, is a member of FDIC. Well, my guest is the incredible Roger Crawford. He's a best-selling author. He's a Hall of Fame speaker. He's a Hall of Fame tennis in the Hall of Fame for tennis, and he's a Hall of Fame for people with disabilities. This guy is incredible, but he's a Hall of Fame dad, Hall of Fame husband, Hall of Fame friend. I can attest to that. Okay. And so he is my dear friend, and he's going to talk more about tennis. But before we go any further, I want people to know where they can get access to you if they want you to come speak, whether they can get access to you if they want to get your resources, if they can, and say maybe have you consult for their company. Where can they reach Roger Crawford?
Sure, Willie. They can reach me through my website, which is Roger Crawford. That's ROGER Crawford.com. And they can get my books on Amazon. And
let's talk about the books. Name the book, a couple of the new books. We're going to talk about them a little bit, but let's talk about the books.
So during the pandemic, I wrote a book called Think to Win. I really believe that mindset is our single best predictor of success.
Right. Agreed.
Here's why. We rarely, if ever, perform better than we believe we can. There's been people in my life that have said, oh, that's impossible. And you know what? My life is not different than other people's lives. We've all heard that.
Right.
You can't do it. It's impossible. Now, I want everyone to think about this. If you believe that something is possible, you're going to look for evidence in your life to support that optimistic view, that optimistic mindset.
Yeah.
If you believe that something is impossible, again, you're going to look for evidence. You're going to look for reasons to support that negative outcome. But here's the point. Whether you believe something's possible or you believe something is impossible, here's what's going to happen. You're going to work really hard at proving yourself right.
Wow.
Because Willie, haven't you had this experience? I know I certainly have. If I'm filled with self-doubt and I am lacking belief and I have a negative mindset, it's amazing to me all the reasons I can find in my life to quit.
Yeah.
It's amazing. They just show up.
Right.
Mindset. Now, mindset doesn't change reality. It's not going to change my hands. It's not going to change my legs. But here's what it will do. It'll allow you to never let acceptable get in the way of exceptional.
Wow. It will. Oh, say that again. That's really good.
It'll never let acceptable get in the way of exceptional. Because I believe that everybody has exceptional within them. Now, exceptional in my definition is the best version of yourself.
Right.
That's exceptional, right?
Yes.
It's not letting acceptable, just status quo, just staying where you are. That's a mindset issue. That's not a talent issue.
Right.
Because mindset is what you believe you can do. Skill set is what you can do. So mindset always drives skill set.
Absolutely.
We know people that have extraordinary skill set, talent, ability, opportunity, and it's not realized because of mindset.
Right.
Because of lack of belief. If you want to foster that belief, a positive mindset, it takes effort. You can't be passive. And what I mean by that is you need to put yourself in positions to succeed.
Right.
It's not just wishing something was going to happen. It's making something happen.
Making it happen. And people can do that. They can do. We both have done that against the odds. We've done it against the odds, but others can do it. And you want people to do it, and you encourage them with your speeches.
Well, I found in my life, because of growing up with a disability and having people tell me, no, you can't, and not having a lot of examples in my own life. I mean, there wasn't other people that I knew that had hands and legs like mine. What that experience gave me was empathy and a desire to encourage people.
Yeah.
Because I believe this. I believe that everybody has extraordinary within them. I really do.
Has extraordinary, not ordinary, but extraordinary, which is extraordinary. Has it within them.
Which is the best version of yourself. I mean,
right.
It doesn't matter how positive I am or how hard I work. I'm not going to be a Wimbledon champion.
Mm.
I would never have won the US Open. But I do look at my life and say, have I achieved the best version of myself? Well, not yet, because life's not over, but I'm
Right.
working towards it.
Constantly working toward it.
Absolutely, because it's always a work in progress. And
That's what makes you a winner, though, Roger. That's what makes you a winner. It's that specific mindset that I'm constantly trying to better my best. Constantly trying to better my best. Now, I already know that there are limitations, but I'm not going to stop trying to better the best I can be.
right.
And that's what has helped you as a speaker, as a best-selling author, as a commentator, and all the things you're doing is constantly working on bettering my best, never getting comfortable with good enough. I'm here. I'm good enough. I'm going to be better. And it's good, better, best. Never let it rest till good is better. Then better is best, and then repeat the cycle. So that's exactly what you've been doing. So this book, Think to Win. You've been a winner in tennis courts. You've been a winner on the stages of the world. You had to think to win. That's what I love about this.
Mhm.
This is a great concept. Think to win.
And mindset is not all it takes to be your very best.
Right.
It's not all that it takes. It's not the only thing, but it is the most important thing.
It's a starting point. Am I right?
It's the starting point. Our pastor said something a couple Sundays ago that really resonated with me. And I preface this by saying that in my book, I talk about making a habit of noticing what's positive in your life.
Yeah.
Make a habit of being grateful, because it's virtually impossible to be negative and grateful at the same time. Because
Hard to do those two things.
Once you start to look at your blessings.
That's like wet and dry at the same time. You can't be both.
Exactly. Because we all have so much to be just amazingly grateful for. Language shapes our mindset.
Right.
We all know people that have faced a molehill, and you hear them talk about it, it's Mount Everest.
Right. Absolutely.
Language shapes mindset. So our pastor said something, shared this technique that I thought was so powerful. He said, if you want to evaluate your language, and if your language that you're using when you talk to yourself is useful, he said, I want you to add a couple words at the end. And that's the way I want it. And so here would be an example. I'm having a lousy day, and that's the way I want it.
Wow.
All people are against me, and that's the way I want it.
Woo, this is powerful. That's exactly right. And you're
that's
speaking
the way I want it.
And that's the way I want it.
And I have used that technique since I heard it. And it has been astonishing to me how there were things in my own explanatory style that I had to clean up a little bit.
Right.
Because think about it. I think about you and your lovely wife, Dee. I mean, I want to have a great marriage, and that's the way I want it.
Right.
Think about people that say, I have a lousy marriage. It's never going to, and that's the way I want it.
Wow.
Because what it does, it gives you a way to analyze in real time how you're talking to yourself.
Yes.
How you're interacting with the world. It's like, for me, I know that there are people today that maybe wouldn't hire me because I have a physical challenge, or there's people that may think less of me. But when I look at it in total, that is such a small percentage of people. I'm not going to give my time and focus to it. So I spend my time and energy focusing on the good and the positive, not the limitations, because all of us can find limitations. Every single one of us can say, well, it's because of this, or it's because of that. But the truth is, if we look at it, and we look at our life as objective self-observers, all of us have amazing giftedness within us. It's important that we don't let that 2 or 3% that may not be super positive in our life override all that.
Amen. Hold that thought. Hold that thought before you go anymore. We're going to take a quick break. Oh, one more thing. That line, Roger, about "and that's the way I want it" is a game changer, because that is the key to your success. Whatever you speak is what you draw to you. And when you say it, you got to understand that's the way I want it. Ooh, this is so good. But you're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Roger Crawford. I want you to know that the best still is yet to come. We'll be right back on the Dr. Willie Jolley Show. And for sure, your best is yet to come.
Friendship is not about being convenient. It's about being committed and consistent. You can call on me when you need me. You can call on me. Call me. You can call on me. Pick up the phone. You can call and call me.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and people often ask, how did I go from a broke, busted nightclub singer to become a best-selling author and to be voted one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world by the 175,000 members of Toastmasters International? The answer is that I decided to invest and change my thinking, invest in my mindset, and decided to change my inputs, because inputs determine outputs. I heard about a seminar years ago when I was just getting started. I was making about $100 a speech. And I heard this seminar that was creating millionaires, and it cost $10,000, but the guy was getting results. I didn't have that kind of money, but I decided to borrow it, because I learned that there's a price for success, the price of college, the price of going to school, the price of education. And there's a price for success, and then there's a cost for not paying the price, the cost of staying the same. And that cost is greater than the price. It's too expensive. And so I went, and it changed my life. And I came back and quickly made $100,000. I heard a similar story from Dr. Dave Martin, how he went to a success rally, heard a speaker who inspired him. He and his friend said, wow, that's changed my life. The speaker had a package of materials to help build wealth. The package cost $1,500. And that was all the money Dr. Dave had to his name. Dr. Dave's friend asked, do you think this stuff is worth it? Dr. Dave thought for a moment. He said, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. But I do know that I'm worth it. I'm worth it. He invested that money in that package and used the materials to grow his thinking. He grew his mindset. He shared how that $1,500 investment has gone on to generate millions in revenues. He's a multimillionaire. And he has homes now in Arizona and Florida. I want to say to you, it's time to invest in you. I want to give you some materials that will help you, grow your mindset, grow your future, grow your finances. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire. wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get some materials that will inspire your success and will help you find that there's a price for success, but there's a cost for not paying the price. And the cost is always greater than the price. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire and get the bag, the box, or any of the materials there, and keep growing your wealth. And remember, as a man thinketh, so as he is, and your best is yet to come.
And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley with my special guest, Hall of Famer. I got to say it like that because he's in so many halls of fame. He's a world-renowned speaker, author, best-selling author, and a television commentator. He is also a person who transformed his life, even with great odds, against great odds. He transformed his life, and then he now goes around the world transforming the lives of so many other people in his speeches and his books and his programs. And I'm glad he's here on my radio show. He has a number of books. How High Can You Bounce? Turn Your Setbacks into Comebacks. And then he has a number of other books. He has a new one called Think to Win. He has another book called Challenges Are Inevitable, Defeat is Optional. Whew, I love that. And what I'm encouraging everybody to do is go to rogercrawford.com and get his whole catalog. Get all his books, get his library, because each one's going to build on the thinking that made him a winner, and it will help you win in whatever part of your life. As he told you, everybody got something that they need or want or wish they could change. And if they will be wise enough to invest in themselves, they will learn that that investment will create and pay back great dividends. So, Roger, let's talk about the different books. Challenges Are Inevitable, Defeat is Optional, Think to Win. Kind of talk about those books and what people get from them, how they will transform somebody's life.
Sure. So in Think to Win, I have people take a look at their life in 4 areas: expectations, execution, excuse-free, and evaluation.
Oh, let's see. Expectations. Expectations, execution,
excuse-free, and then evaluation.
Wow.
There's one more, and it's expertise. So let me just give you a quick overview. Our expectations are so important because it really drives our mindset.
Right.
If you want to elevate achievement, it's important that we elevate expectations.
Wow.
I talk about excuse-free, and here's why. One of the fastest ways that you can increase results is by decreasing excuses.
Wow.
Let's think about this for a moment. When you decrease excuses, more opportunities become available to you.
Absolutely.
And I mentioned earlier about empathy, and I understand what it's like to make excuses. I've done it in my own life. But let's take a look at what are excuses. Well, first of all, I think it's important that we ask ourselves, is it out there, the obstacle, or is it in here? Self-imposed, or is it something real?
Right.
Okay. Excuses are made primarily because of self-protection. You see, if we can have an excuse, then we don't have to take a hard look at ourselves.
Right.
Because there's something out there. It's because of this person or my circumstances or whatever. So decreasing those excuses will increase our results. Expertise.
For you, let me say something that came to my mind. I love this. Excuses are the tools of the incompetent. Those who excel in them rarely excel in anything else. It is what you will become. And it goes right with what you said in the last segment. Okay, expertise. Go ahead.
You've probably heard me say this before, Willie, but I'm a lousy piano player, having 3 fingers, right? And I tried riding a motorcycle, couldn't apply the brakes. But the point is this: nobody is gifted in everything.
Right.
But all of us are gifted in something.
Yes.
So if we're going to think to win, it's important that we identify and utilize our expertise.
Yes.
What are we good at? What are we inherently good at? Because if we look at what we're inherently good at and we work really, really hard at that, then we can make that extraordinary. What we are below average in areas that we're really not gifted, and we work really hard, then maybe we reach average.
Right.
So I encourage people to get in touch with their giftedness. Now, people might say, Roger, here you go, 3 fingers, 1 leg, half a foot, but you played tennis. Was that in your giftedness? Actually, it was, because patience and focus was part of my gift zone.
Right.
So it really did align with my giftedness. And then there's execution. And that speaks to consistency. How do we execute consistently on our plans? What are the benchmarks? What are we going to be able to identify that shows that we're making progress?
Wow. Execute. You got to execute. You can wish it, you can think about it, you can dream about it, you can hope for it, but you got to execute and then Stay at it. Be consistent. And there was one more, was it not?
Was evaluation.
Yes.
An evaluation speaks to gratitude and speaks to the value that you're providing for others. And I had a good friend, and I know that you knew him as well, Art Holst, who was a former NFL referee.
Yep.
And he spoke up until almost a couple of weeks before he died. He was out giving speeches.
He was in his 80s, wasn't he?
90s.
90s, right, yeah.
93. Yeah. And I remember asking him, Art, how do you age gracefully, number one, and then number two, define success?
Yeah.
And he said to me, wake up every morning with something to do for somebody else.
Mm.
And then he said, Willie, he said, I want to make sure you understand, it's not doing something for yourself. It's being valuable to another person. That's going to keep you young, and that's going to keep you successful.
Wow.
His point was always looking for those opportunities to add value in someone else's life. It can't just be for you.
Right. Right.
It has to be outwardly focused. And how can you be a person that makes a difference, that has impact? And all of us can do that.
Everyone can do that.
In
Absolutely.
a variety of different ways.
That's right. That's right. Oh man, this is good. This is so good. Well, in every interview, Roger, I ask the same question of my guests. If you were coming to Washington, D.C. to give a speech, I picked you up from your hotel and we went to Howard University or American University, Georgetown, GW, Catholic University, one of the great universities here. We went to a business class, let's say over at Howard University. And these young students want to know how to be successful. Give me two or three. You got us. You got to do this if you want to be successful in business and in life.
Number one, I would say to them that the better that you choose to think, the better results you get.
That's good.
The more positive you choose to think, the more positive results you get. The mindset and the attitude that you choose every single day is going to be the direction of your life.
Wow.
So I would say number one. Number two, you mentioned my book, Challenges Are Inevitable, Defeats Optional. That's something else that I would say to them. Be prepared. Be prepared for some bumps in the road.
Yes.
Now, that's not, now some people say, wasn't that negative that you anticipate?
No.
And no, because it's the reality of the human experience. We're gonna face bumps in the road. How we manage those bumps are going to define our life.
Right. That's
because
right.
It's not our circumstances. Willie, you and I know a ton of people that have had very difficult circumstances, but have risen above that adversity and really created amazing lives for themselves. We also know people that have had pretty favorable circumstances, and the results have not been as good. And then the third thing I would say is this: normal is not behind us, normal's ahead of us. And here's why I say that. We've all heard this saying, we're going back to normal. No,
right.
We're not. We're not going back to normal.
Nope.
Normal's going to be ahead.
Right.
Not behind. So that mindset prepares us for change.
Yes.
If we expect change, we can more easily accept change.
Wow.
We're resistant to change when we deny it. We say it's not going to happen. I'm going back to normal. I just want it to be like it was before. But the truth is, we're not going back there.
We're not going back. Nope.
And so it's important that when change is happening outside, change also happens inside.
Absolutely. Whew.
So that we prepare ourselves for a changing world, because that's where the future is.
Yes.
And today, how do we prepare for that? By realizing that our performance, our mindset, it's going to have to change.
Got to change.
Change happens. I know that as a speaker, and so do you, Willie. I can't say the same thing I said 5 years ago, 10 years ago. The world's different.
The world is different, and we have grown.
Different.
Way
and
grown.
We can spend a lot of time complaining about it and wishing it was different, but that's not reality. Here's what I say to audiences. I think it's very important that we look at life and we say, it is what it is. And then we say, but my mindset determines how I see what is.
Woo! That's it. What a great interview. Roger Crawford, you are a gentleman, a scholar, and a winner. Folks, go to rogercrawford.com. Get all his books. Get everything. Get him in your organization. He will change your life. He'll change your people. He'll change your revenues because he helps you to win at another level. And I want to again thank him, and I want to thank Truist one more time. Truist, they partnered with us, and we're grateful. BB&T and SunTrust merged to form Truist with a shared purpose to inspire and build better lives and communities. Check out how Truist is unleashing potential at Truist.com. Let me spell that for you. It's TRUIST.com. I want to encourage you to go to winwithwillie.com and make sure you click on each one of those websites, specifically the marriage website, so you can get access to the free chapter from our marriage book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. It's a chapter that will help you communicate. That's the biggest problem in marriages that break up is communication. So it'll help you communicate and work on your marriage. And join us Monday nights, 9:00 on Facebook Live, A Jolly Marriage on Facebook, A Jolly Marriage on Instagram, and then on LinkedIn Live with Willie Jolley for Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, the broadcast. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. And for sure, your best is yet to come. Have a great day, a great week, a great month, and a great year on purpose. God bless you.
Are you tired of crying and complaining? Tired of feeling like life don't treat you fair? Do you see so many others moving on while you're steady going nowhere? Have you maybe come to the conclusion that there's nothing at all that you can do? Well, just look in any mirror and you'll see who is really truly stopping you. My. It's up to every one of us to take charge of our life and to make it what we want.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode, and I hope you got something of great value. And I hope that you were inspired, you were motivated, you were empowered, and you were encouraged to live your best life. I hope this information and this inspiration will help you to do more, be more, and to achieve more. That's the goal why I started this program, and I hope it helped you in a mighty way. Now, I ask you to make sure and that you take full advantage of all the resources that came through this program. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/gift and get some of the free resources that we have there for you. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/shop to get some of the books that we have created, that we've labored over to make sure that they will deliver a powerful message to you. I hope you go to williejolly.com/billionaire, williejolly.com/billionaire, or wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get the box that it will inspire your whole family, or get the bag of books. Make this a great day, a great week, a great month. And remember, it is true that you are blessed and all things are possible for them that believe. So make the most of the belief that you have now in your future. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Have a great day.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.